The year is 1776. A fledgling nation clinging to the edge of a vast continent dares to challenge an empire. The American Revolution, a beacon of defiance and a testament to the unyielding human spirit, ignites the world stage. This was not just a war for independence, it was a crucible that forged a new nation, built on the radical ideals of liberty, equality, and self-determination. Imagine the courage it took, the unwavering belief to face down the might of the British Empire. Farmers, blacksmiths, shopkeepers, ordinary men transformed into extraordinary heroes, united by a common cause. This was a fight for their homes, their families, their very right to exist as a free and independent people. Out of the smoke of battle, a new nation emerged, scarred but unbroken. The United States of America, a bold experiment in democracy, took its first shaky steps onto the world stage. The ideals enshrined in the Declaration of Independence, that all men are created equal, endowed with certain unalienable rights, would reverberate through history, inspiring generations to fight for freedom and justice. But the path to a more perfect union was never meant to be easy. The flames of revolution had barely died down before the dark shadow of slavery began to loom over the young republic. The American Revolution was more than just a military conflict, it was a clash of ideologies, a battle for the very soul of a nation. The colonists, fueled by Enlightenment ideals and a yearning for self-governance, dared to challenge the authority of the British Crown. They believed in a radical notion that government derives its just powers from the consent of the governed. At the heart of this struggle stood George Washington, a Virginia planter thrust onto the world stage. Washington, a man of unwavering integrity and quiet strength, became the embodiment of the American spirit. His leadership, both on and off the battlefield, proved instrumental in guiding the fledgling nation through its darkest hours. The battles fought at Lexington and Concord, Saratoga and Yorktown became etched in the annals of American history. Each victory, hard-won and often against overwhelming odds, fueled the fires of rebellion and strengthened the resolve of the Continental Army. Finally, in 1783, the Treaty of Paris officially recognized the independence of the United States. A new nation, founded on principles of liberty and self-determination, had taken its place on the world stage. But the fight for freedom was far from over. The legacy of slavery, a cruel contradiction to the ideals espoused in the Declaration of Independence, continued to cast a long shadow over the young republic. The United States, born from the fires of revolution, found itself teetering on the brink of collapse just a century later. The issue that threatened to tear the nation apart, slavery. This moral stain, woven into the very fabric of the nation since its founding, had reached a boiling point. By the mid-19th century, the nation was deeply divided. The North, increasingly industrialized, viewed slavery as a moral abomination. The South, heavily reliant on slave labor for its agricultural economy, defended it fiercely as a way of life. Compromises were attempted, but the chasm between the two sides proved too vast to bridge. In 1860, the election of Abraham Lincoln, a man who vowed to prevent the expansion of slavery, proved to be the breaking point. Southern states, fearing the loss of their way of life, seceded from the Union, forming the Confederate States of America. The unimaginable had happened. America was at war with itself. The Civil War was a brutal, bloody conflict pitting brother against brother, father against son. It was a test of the nation's very soul, a crucible from which a new America would emerge. As the Civil War raged, Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, found himself leading a nation on the brink of destruction. A man of quiet strength and unwavering moral conviction, Lincoln navigated the treacherous currents of war with a steady hand and a heavy heart. Lincoln understood the true cost of slavery. He saw it not just as a political issue, but as a moral stain on the soul of America. He believed that a nation founded on the principles of liberty and equality could not long endure half slave and half free. On January 1, 1863, amidst the turmoil of war, Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation. This landmark document declared that all slaves held in Confederate territory shall be thenceforward, and forever free. While it did not immediately end slavery in the United States, it marked a turning point in the war, transforming it from a struggle to preserve the Union into a fight for human freedom. Lincoln's leadership during the Civil War was nothing short of remarkable. He held the Union together, inspired the nation with his eloquence, and ultimately helped to bring about the end of slavery in America. Section 5. The Long Road to Equality, the Civil Rights Movement. The echoes of the Civil War and the Emancipation Proclamation reverberated into the 20th century, igniting a new struggle for freedom and equality, the Civil Rights Movement. Despite the abolition of slavery, African Americans continued to face systemic racism and discrimination, denied basic human rights and relegated to second-class citizenship. The Civil Rights Movement was a testament to the courage and resilience of African Americans who refused to be silenced. It was a movement born in the churches and on the streets, fueled by a righteous anger and an unwavering belief in the promise of America. From the boycotts and sit-ins to the freedom rides and marches, the movement challenged the conscience of a nation. It exposed the hypocrisy of a country that preached equality, yet denied it to millions of its own citizens. Section 6. Martin Luther King Jr. A Dream Takes Flight. At the forefront of the Civil Rights Movement stood Martin Luther King Jr., a Baptist minister with a voice that could stir the souls of men and a dream that could change the world. King, steeped in the teachings of Mahatma Gandhi and the social gospel of Jesus Christ, advocated for nonviolent resistance as the path to racial reconciliation. His words, imbued with the power of his convictions, resonated across the nation. From the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, he delivered his iconic "I Have a Dream" speech, a masterpiece of oratory that painted a vision of an America where black and white children would one day walk hand in hand. King's leadership was instrumental in the passage of landmark legislation such as the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. These laws dismantled legal segregation and removed barriers to voting, marking significant victories in the fight for racial equality. Though tragically assassinated in 1968, King's legacy continues to inspire generations of activists and reformers. His message of love, justice, and equality remains as relevant today as it was during the tumultuous days of the Civil Rights Movement. Section 7. The Echoes of History, Shaping the Present, Guiding the Future. The American story is a tapestry woven from threads of triumph and tragedy, of progress and setbacks. From the revolution that birthed a nation to the Civil War that tested its very soul, and the Civil Rights Movement that challenged its conscience, the United States has been shaped by its past. These milestones, etched into the fabric of the nation's history, continue to resonate today. They serve as reminders of the fragility of freedom, the importance of vigilance in safeguarding it, and the enduring power of hope in the face of adversity. The fight for a more perfect union is an ongoing journey, a relay race passed down from one generation to the next. The struggles of those who came before us illuminate the path forward, reminding us that the pursuit of justice and equality is a marathon, not a sprint. Section 8. The Unfinished Symphony, the ongoing pursuit of a more perfect union. The United States, a nation founded on ideals, continues to grapple with the complexities of its own history. The pursuit of a more perfect union is an ongoing endeavor, a testament to the belief that progress, however incremental, is always possible. The echoes of past struggles for freedom and equality can be heard in the movements for social justice that continue to shape the nation. From the fight for economic equality to the push for LGBTQ+ rights and the demand for environmental justice, the spirit of activism and reform remains a driving force in American society. The challenges facing the United States today may be different from those of the past, but the core principles at stake, liberty, equality, and justice, remain the same. The lessons learned from the nation's milestones serve as guideposts, reminding us that the pursuit of a more just and equitable society requires constant vigilance, unwavering commitment, and a willingness to challenge the status quo. Section 9. A Beacon of Hope, the Enduring Legacy of the United States. Despite its flaws and imperfections, the United States remains a beacon of hope for many around the world. The ideals enshrined in its founding documents, that all men are created equal, endowed with certain unalienable rights, continue to inspire those fighting for freedom and justice in their own countries. The American story is a testament to the power of human agency, the ability of ordinary people to achieve extraordinary things when united by a common purpose. It is a story of resilience and determination, of a nation constantly striving to live up to its founding ideals. As the United States moves forward into the 21st century, it carries with it the weight of its history, both the triumphs and the tragedies. But it also carries the indomitable spirit of its people, a spirit that has overcome countless challenges and continues to strive towards a brighter future.